YouTube, it's me again, True Hands, back at y'all with another one. Hey, I ain't never did two videos in one day, so I guess I got some time on my hands today. Well, I'm not gonna use another person's statement or catchphrase. I got time today. It's rather lame to me, so guess what? I just got a little time on my hands to do other things. I still got stuff I got to do. But hey, look. It is almost 100 degrees out here, and I'm rocking a skull cap. That's because, I need somebody to do some braiding to my hair. So maybe that'll get done today, maybe not. And that I just keep doing the man bun. Anyway, we're gonna talk about today is sanctioning bodies and boxing. Um, and it's a little the difference between other combat sports organizations and the sanctioning bodies that involves boxing, and we're gonna touch on that a little bit today. And another thing we're gonna touch on a little bit is our culture when it comes to these sports and the fairness game. Don't try to sound too black because of the fear of getting less publicity, less pay, being blacklisted. You know, basically, we're gonna talk about the fear in these cats, man. I gotta wait 2 minutes before they start. Before I can cuss a little bit. I cuss a little bit. I don't cuss a lot though. But anyway. Nah, alright, since it's been 2 minutes, let's get to the motherfucking topic. Alright, yo. Me looking at what's been going on in the sport lately, especially with the WBC and WBA, with the scandals that they've been having involving, black fighters and the decisions that's been made when it came to the outcomes of some of these fights that were unanimously in favor of the fighter that was black. Which I can say this about the WBA, but I had to go back and think about, the situation in hand with that fight too. That happens to be the Manny Pacquiao and Eugenio Ugas fight, which he clearly, beat the hell out of Manny Pacquiao. It was, Manny Pacquiao couldn't get past that jab, and he pretty much outboxed Manny Pacquiao. A lot of people would think that Manny Pacquiao is a outboxer, but Manny Pacquiao is a fighter. It's a puncher. He's a how can I put this? He's a street puncher. I say he's a street puncher. He gets into zones to where his streak and his feet, if his feet feel good, his punch is going to be good. So within that streak, he's able to land a lot of shots and, basically at times knock people out. But they went with Ugas on this one, which, kind of, blowed me a little bit due to the fact that Ugas is clearly a black Cuban. But with WBA being a Latino ran sanctioning body, this the only fight that they actually, judge fair. Now, let's say Ugas from Compton, or Ugas from Pritchard, Alabama, or Ugas from Oak Cliff, Texas, or some shit like that. Would he would have got that same decision? Probably not. Probably would have, found a way to get a fight to Manny based off crowd participation and popularity and, things of that nature. But it has a whole lot to say about how we are as a people when it comes to these sanctioning bodies, man. You have enough black champions, and you had enough black champions throughout history to been able to create our own black-owned sanctioning body. Not the fact that the sanctioning body that we are trying that we should have just to be in favor of us. You know, because if the fight is fair, the fight gonna be fair. But, sanctioning body that is gonna give the athlete, you know what I'm saying, the decision based on performance, you know. But we need our own sanctioning body because things is happening within the sport that we know are not going in our own favor. You know what I'm saying? We need a sanctioning body that actually speaks up for us. You know, speaks up for the actual fighters and not popularity, not um, not based on, okay, WBC tell you they're a Mexican organization, that's a Mexican belt. WBA, the president of WBA is also a Latin guy. We don't have any black um, executive presidents of these sanctioning bodies that are black. It's gonna look out for the fighters because they're too scared that they're gonna lose their white money and they're gonna lose their white support. We gotta realize thing about niggas. Niggas love that pat on the back and that, you know, that acceptance of white and other races of people and not their own. That's why you get fighters like Deontay Wilder, you know, get so much heat when it comes to himself because he speaks up for us. And then you have fighters like Errol Spence that, you know, speak up for us. That feel like, hey, look, the belt need me, I don't need the belt. So, you know, I may be missing some other fighters, but as of right now, you know, those are the fighters that are highlighted when it comes to speaking up on black issues. You know, because the number one issue at hand is who's the better fighter. Not who is the most likable, who's the most comfortable Negro y'all can put as a representation for our belt. It's who's the champ. You know what I'm saying? But we need our own organization based off the fact of a lot of stuff that's happening with these other organizations that gets swept under the rug, and when it's a black fighter, it gets highlighted, and you know everything happens. Like especially even with the WBC, the WBC been doing this. WBC been racist. I've said this before. I've always thought that the WBC doesn't want, in particularly, want a black champion to hold a belt. They don't. The only reason why black champions hold that belt because of the talent. You know what I'm saying? And if you also a black champion in that organization, you have to speak so highly of that organization for them to understand, hey, look, well, you know, we can trust you, Negro. You're a safe Negro with us. You know what I'm saying? You're not somebody we have to, you know, keep our eye on. Wilder clearly got cheated in that fight against Fury. You can clearly see something went right. You can clearly see shit going on in that's not, that wasn't, you know, that wasn't fair in that fight. You saw that. But then you got us. He come out. He say he made excuses and all that. Now, if I'm in a sanctioned boxing match and I get hit, I've been in the ring plenty of times. I know what correctly taped hands feel like and plastic hand grabs feel like. Or I ain't never been hit with a brass knuckle before. But if I get in that ring and I know I'm getting hit with a brass knuckle, you clearly fucking cheating. You know what I'm saying? And if you go back and look at the fight, you clearly see everything that Deontay Wilder complained about with Tyson Fury was happening. But the WBC didn't step in. They didn't do an investigation. They didn't do none of that shit. They said we stuck behind their champion, and you know they were gonna ride with it. You know they wanted that white WBC champion. They only got Muhammad Ali on the belt in Florida on the belt because they brought so much notoriety to that belt. You know what I'm saying? They're not on it because they love black people. That Black Lives Matter belt was trash. I don't, man. Jamal Charlo walking around with that belt, I looked at that shit like, man, it just gave you a two piece, and it just gave you a 2-piece chicken and a biscuit, and said, here you go, boy. Just don't act like we ain't ever did nothing for you. That what that belt meant to me. That belt didn't mean shit about Juneteenth. You know what I'm saying? It was we gonna cover our ass belt. You know what I'm saying? These black folks kind of mad at us, so we gonna give them something. All you gotta do is give black people a symbolic victory. You know, they back on your team. All you gotta do is just say, "Hey, we sorry," and you got them again. But you know, that's been the WBC over all these years with the failed PD test with Canelo and other fighters, and you know, the chick. Menez, I don't know, but she looked like a straight up dude in that fight with Franchon Cruz, and WBC didn't strip her of her title. Said they're gonna stick with her. They even brought the girl's sexual orientation in the fight. Like, okay, people were talking like that because she's gay. Newsflash to gay people: nobody gives a shit about you being gay. That's y'all fight. That ain't our fight. We don't care about you being gay. People got real problems. People have bills. People have other things they got going on in their life to worry about your sexual orientation, your sexual behavior, because you learned that behavior from somebody. We didn't teach it to you, but we don't give a damn who taught it to you. You know what I'm saying? You're not our responsibility. But anyway, that's a whole nother subject. Um, got a car. I gotta make sure ain't nobody snooping around my car. Anyway, um, that girl was so juiced up. You know what I'm saying, in that fight, that she damn near knocked the girl wig off her. She knocked the damn wig off her head. So Franchon Cruz had a little credit because she really fought a dude in that fight. And I know other shouts out to other videos and other, you know, YouTube channels and content creators like, you know, 78 Black, you know, all the LDVC that pointed that out. You know, I'm just piggybacking off of what they were saying because I saw the fight myself and that didn't look right. I thought she was fighting a dude for real, you know. I didn't even think she was fighting a cruiserweight, a dude that was a cruiserweight or something. You know what I'm saying? But I believe black fighters need to start speaking up. You know what I'm saying? Black fighters we need boxing needs a union, period. Somebody that's gonna step in when unfair acts are being performed on people. Like, I'm an electrician. We have a union. If we have a problem with our supervisor, we call the union steward. The union steward comes in and hear both sides, but the union steward is there to represent you. Fighters need some type of representation. That's why I understand. Okay, you have a manager, but why your manager is not representing you when you have a problem? Your manager's on there for a check. But if you have unionized representation, then that's their job. They have to represent you on legal matters, and they have to represent you when you feel like you're being treated unfair by your employer. Your employer being either the PDC, Top Rank, the Zone, Skyboxing, whoever, UFC, Glory, Bellator, all these organizations, you should have some type of legal representation. Now, I disagree with the fuck Tyrone Woodley said when Jake Paul said something about a fighters union. Oh, how we gonna have a union when I want to fight you? That don't make no fucking sense, dude. Why would you say something stupid like that? But hell, you about to get a fucking tattoo on your leg, so I can't speak on that dude, man. Anyway, you went there and got paid, so that's my opinion. Get mad if you want to. Shit, I'm one of the ones on YouTube that you can actually call up and I'll come see you. I'm good. Come on with it. I do the same shit you do. But anyway, he wrong. if you get enough fighters that are of of like mind, that are men that can't be bought, you could have a unionized sanctioning body that's in representation of the fighters and the fighters only. The thing about it is, these promoters and these sanctioning bodies, they target you when you at in a desperate situation. If I'm in a desperate situation and I'm hungry and you offer me a cracker, I'm gonna eat the cracker. You know what I'm saying? If I feel like I can trust you, I eat the cracker. I'm not saying I do that, but I'm just saying if somebody's in this situation, desperate times, people call for desperate measures. So with these sanctioning bodies, they have the belts. The belts are nothing but uh, how can I say this? Promotional tools to get you other fights, big money fights. If I'm the WBC champ and I'm fighting this guy, you want my belt because you want that notoriety. You know what I'm saying? I got a championship, I got a title. You want that title, which is gonna get you more money. Because at the end of the day, when you get that belt, they gonna mail you or FedEx you or UPS you your own personalized replica of that belt, and that's gonna be it. The day after, they can strip you of that title. You can't take your belt because it's yours. You paid for it. You paid the sanctioning fees for it. But after that, they can strip you of that title. So when you go into a fight, they pull up your record and they see that you are no longer a champion of that sanctioning body. They can lowball you or not fight you at all because you are no longer that champion. So your name got to be bigger than that sanctioning body. And going back to what Tyrone Woodley says, we gonna fight you. We don't want no union body. If you got the name, I'm coming to get you, man. If your name is bigger than that championship, I don't give a fuck about championship. That's just a reward. That's just a reward piece for me beating your ass. I want your name. I want your reputation. If you the biggest, baddest motherfucker in the game, I want that because I want that title. I don't want that belt. They nice to have up on the wall, and you go, have a little stand, the curio, with the belt and the light flashing down on it. Hey man, look what I want. I want this belt, that belt, that belt. Okay. Something to pass down to your kids. Like, hey man, that's great granddaddy's belt. He won that back in 2004. 2024. But other than that, that's all you getting. You know what I'm saying? It's the name on that record that matters. If it has champion on there, that's what matters. Don't matter how many belts you got. Does your name read champion? And going back to other sanctioning bodies, why can't y'all fight for these IBOs, these IBAs, these other world title belts? Roy Jones had every light heavyweight championship belt they made at one time. He said if it had champ on it, he was gonna take it. Only belt he didn't have in the light heavyweight division that didn't have world championship on it was the WBO. And he said the WBO, when he wanted to fight Kessler or something like that. I may be butchering his name, but it was a fight that they wanted to fight Roy Jones in overseas. But he wanted to fight here because if the fight goes 12 rounds, they were going to automatically give that fight to that guy over there. He had 7 or 8 belts. That would have been an 8 belt. But you got so many people. A lot of these fighters are brand whores. I would probably walk around with an IBO or IBA belt on. I like the IBF belt better than any of them. But the two organizations that seem to be getting the most funk are the ones that all the black fighters hold at the top of the food chain, the WBA and the WBC. Somebody damn green belt that these motherfuckers want. I used to like it when Mike Tyson had it, But other than that, I always thought the IBF looked better. I thought the IBO looked better than most of them. WBA, I liked that one, but due to the fact of what's going on with them, is not a belt that I would fight for those belts. Not really fight. I fight the person that got the belts. And as soon as I got my shit in the mail, I would get them motherfuckers. I would I would relinquish that title. I got the belt. You get the title. Cause I ain't fighting for you. You don't want me here. You don't want me here. I just wanted the trophy cases like that deer in the woods, that big ass deer you always wanted. You popped him. You got his head on the wall. I just want that belt as a head on the wall. But black fighters really need to get together and come up with their own sanctioning body for the people, for us. Everybody can be for their people except us. When I start, you know, getting in there and winning, which I will win, I'm always shout out my people. I always end with, I want to send a shout out to all my black brothers and sisters that came and supported me in this fight. You could have been anywhere else, but you came to see me. We appreciate you. You know, my family appreciate you, but you never hear them say that shit. Never hear them say it. Because they scared. You know, they a slave to their promotional company and they're a slave to that sanctioning body. But we need our own sanctioning body and our own fighters union. I kickbox and I'm going back to MMA, and I may do a little boxing just because people down in my city want to see me box. Because in the gym, in sparring, that's how I end up getting the name Trill Hands. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, that might have blacklisted me because I ain't stopped a few pro guys in there. But other than that, fighters, y'all unionize. Black people, y'all come together and get your own sanctioning body. You're tired of the shit that's going on in boxing. You got enough money. Minimum payout for a big name fight is what? 5 G's? Not 5 G's, sorry. Sorry about that. But think about 5,000 right now. Got something going on. But the minimum payout for a top name elite fight is what? 5 million? 2 at the least? You mean tell me none of y'all can, and a good bit of y'all make that every fight? You mean to tell me none of y'all black people or so-called righteous white people